sector and also government. We've had really this week we've had productive consultations. We've had 2 working groups. We've visited many Taiwanese businesses and a science park, and we've had really productive meetings. The visit really exceeded our expectations, and the reason why we are here is also that we want to build on the great cooperation that we have with Taiwan, on the existing economic ties. We want to upgrade and strengthen our bilateral ties with Taiwan, which are very important in terms of our economic diplomacy. And we also want to boost the level of investment and mutual bilateral trade. Taiwan is a very important part of our future economic diplomacy, but what I wanted to say is that this is not a one-off visit, or it's not something new. We've had ties with Taiwan since 2003, and we've had Taiwanese companies present in Slovakia for more than a decade, and we're really looking to deepen and strengthen this relationship. And also open new areas of cooperation, including high-tech, semiconductors, R&D, innovation, space, and many others, which the State Secretary will then talk more about. So this was the first point. The second point is continuity. Really, I've seen over the past months and weeks a rise in activities, also in terms of our cooperation. We've had a very high-level visit of the Taiwanese delegation to Slovakia in October, and I'm very happy that we are here today with a very large delegation in December, and I really hope that the cooperation will continue and prosper. The third point is partnership. In Bratislava, when the Taiwanese delegation was in Bratislava, we've signed 7 MOUs. And when now it's already Thursday, but since the beginning of the week we've signed 9 MOUs, and they're very concrete areas of cooperation, and they focus on real opportunities for investment for Taiwanese companies to Slovakia, but also vice versa. And I really believe that they add value and will be mutually beneficial for both sides. The fourth point, I think, is one of the most important, is friendship. And as I've said on Monday, Slovakia regards Taiwan as a like-minded partner and friend, and shares the same values, including democracy. And nowadays, the world is very interconnected, and as we've seen it with the outbreak of the coronavirus, that yes, it brings new opportunities, but it also has brought many challenges to us, and a friend in need is really a friend indeed. And we've seen that we've helped each other during the pandemic with the masks, with the vaccines, and I think it's a really clear sign of partnership. Global challenges, I mean, the future lies in cooperation and finding sustainable solutions. So this is again why we are here. The fifth point is appreciation, because really Taiwan is nowadays an indispensable partner in many industry areas. We've mentioned the semiconductor industry, global supply chain, resilience, and really Taiwan is a front runner in high-tech industry and green industry and electric vehicles. And yes, I've mentioned that I hope, on Monday I've mentioned that I hope that I will not bring back with me not just an excellent feeling of hospitality, but I will, because it's already Thursday and we've really experienced the Taiwanese hospitality, and also the feeling that we are able to effectively work together despite the distance between our two countries. And the sixth point that I want to make is about Slovakia, and is about Slovakia as a great country. And as you can see on the banners, really we have a lot to offer. We are, and especially a part of our delegation is a representative from the Slovak Association of Tour Operators and Travel Agents. So Slovakia is a really important country also in terms of tourism, and we have a great location in the middle of Europe, very central strategic position in our region, which is very convenient for business, logistically, and also we have the euro currency. We have a very stable business environment with great international rankings, and we have many agreements in place that protect investors. But we also have great people. We have educated, skilled, and hardworking people willing to cooperate. And then culturally, I think this is also really important. We have over 120 castles in Slovakia, which provide great venues for anniversaries, weddings, honeymoons, really great castles. We have over 30 natural spas and wellness centers. And then the fact about caves, we have 7,100 caves. 18 of them are accessible, and actually there are 3 aragonite caves in the world, and the largest one is in Slovakia. And I've been to that personally many times, and it's beautiful. So I recommend you really to visit it in Slovakia. And then, as you can see high Tatras somewhere. High Tatras, I think over there. And skiing in the high Tatras, of course. Hiking. I was looking for a picture in the summer because it's summer here. It's beautiful, even high Tatras for hiking and anything. And this connects also to UNESCO heritages. We have 6 cultural UNESCO heritage sites and 2 natural UNESCO heritage sites. So it's not just the cultural, the literature, but there are many areas which connect our 2 countries. So I'll end there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Lucia's excellent 6 points. And for that, we need translation, please. Thank you.
各位先生女士，大家好。那首先，我非常的荣幸能够带领这一次的代表团。那我今天的开幕致辞大概就有6个要点。首先，第一个要点就是要来谈为什么我们会有这一次访台的行程。那当然，首先是能够有这份荣幸，能够带领这个团队。那就像我在第1届台斯跨部会经济合作磋商会议开幕时候讲的一样。就是有这样子的这份荣幸能够来，它不只是能够来的这份荣幸，还有荣幸的能够有另外一位贵宾陪同，那就是我们的经济部的次长格利克次长，那由他来带领我们的许多企业代表团，还有学术的代表团，还有政府方面的代表团。那除此之外，我们也有2个工作小组，特别在比如说去参观许多台湾的企业啦，还有科学园区等。那所以这一次的参访的成果，这次访台的成果其实远超过预期。在第2个，我们访台的另外一个目的，就是希望说能够在台湾跟斯洛伐克既有的双边关系之上，当做一个基础，去进一步的升级以及深化。这就是因为这样子的一个目标，跟台湾之间升级跟深化，对于台湾斯洛伐克对台湾的经济外交是非常非常重大的重点。我们希望说能够深化我们的双边贸易关系，还有增加双边的投资。毕竟台湾在斯洛伐克的经济外交方面算是非常重要的一部分。那这一次的来访不会是我们2003年以来就算是最高层级，但是也不会是一次性的访问。那我们也都知道说，台湾的企业在斯洛伐克其实也都耕耘了超过10年，有这份的友谊存在，希望说能够进一步深化。那除了既有的部分之外呢，也希望能够开创新的合作领域，像是半导体研发等等。那这部分当然等一下经济部次长会进一步再跟大家详说。那基本上在过去几个月跟几个星期，我们都可以看到有非常多台湾跟斯洛伐克双边的互动，像是10月份，我们台湾有一个高层的代表团访问了斯洛伐克。那现在12月，斯洛伐克有高层的代表团访问了台湾，这就意味着都在显示着我们持续在深化双边的关系。所以呢，在那一次台湾的代表团在斯金访问的时候，已经签了7项 MOU。那我们才抵达到现在星期四短短的没几天，在台湾这边也签了9项 MOU。那这些的所有的焦点，所有的 MOU 的焦点，就是希望说，无论是台湾在斯洛伐克的各种的投资机会，还是斯洛伐克在台湾的各种投资机会， 基本上都能够进一步去探讨，这样子的话就能够创造价值并且互惠。第4点就是要特别强调，就是双边的友谊。那因为其实在斯洛伐克的心目中，台湾是一个理念相近的朋友，也是有共同民主价值的伙伴。这是我星期一在开幕致辞的时候就已经说过的了。那现在我们也知道，全球化的世界越来越紧密。这次疫情除了开创了新的契机之外，也难以避免的带来许多新的新的挑战。那这些挑战都在显示了真朋友就是互相帮忙的朋友。像台湾跟斯洛伐克之间，台湾先是捐了口罩，那斯洛伐克后来也捐了疫苗，这都是双边台湾跟斯洛伐克伙伴关系的象征。那当然，在我们的未来的立基点就是在双边的合作，希望透过合作能够有更永续的解决方案。再来，我是抱着第5点，就是抱着感恩的心来到台湾的，因为台湾真的是斯洛伐克不可或缺的伙伴，像是在半导体方面、全球供应链方面、高科技、绿能还有电动车方面，台湾都不可或缺。那这一次，我当然带回来的不只是台湾热情款待的记忆，也有许多我们更进一步、更密切、更有效的合作。那我们希望能够突破我们两国之间的地理距离，能够进一步的紧密合作。那当然，在从降落到现在才短短没几天，4、5天，我就已经深刻感受到台湾人的热情的款待，也非常的感谢。再来第6点，就是要看我们这海报上面所彰显我们斯洛伐克是一个很棒的国家。那我们斯洛伐克是一个很好适合观光客去观光的一个目标的一个目的地啊。那我们当然是位处在中欧绝佳的地理位置。那这个位置对于经商来讲，当然在物流方面也非常的方便。再加上斯洛伐克也是中欧的欧元区的国家。那我们有非常善良、非常教育程度非常高、水准很高，而且勤奋努力的人民。那再来，在文化方面呢，我们国内超过120座城堡。那这些古色古香的城堡都是拍婚纱照、度蜜月的很好的地方。那再来就是说，我们在以自然景观方面呢，我们有超过7100个山洞，那当中18个是可以开放参观的，进去非常的漂亮。甚至全世界有非常多重点的钟乳石洞，其中最大的就在斯洛伐克，欢迎大家来。那像海报上面就给大家看到，我们冬季有登山、有滑雪的活动，那当然也有夏季的活动。那以联合国教科文组织的遗产来讲，文化遗产我们斯洛伐克有2个，自然遗产的话只是有2个，所以欢迎台湾的旅客前来。
Thank you very much. Now I would like to invite State Secretary Karol Oleg for his remarks.
Thank you, John. Thank you for the opportunity being here. I'm really very happy to lead the business part of the first meeting of the Joint Commission for Economic Cooperation between Slovakia and Taiwan. I'm in Taiwan for the 2nd time already, but I know that there are people and other companies that are coming more often, because Slovak companies are already present in Taiwan as well. I would like to mention companies like Decent, 3EPK or Tachium. They already had some business contacts over here. And also Taiwan companies are for years present in Slovakia as well. I will just mention a few of them: Foxconn, Delta, EU Optronics, among others. And they're also creating 3,000 working places, and they invest in Slovakia 500 million euros. Taiwan is the 2nd largest investor from Asia in Slovakia, and they really appreciate it. This is also the reason why we wanted to deepen our economic and business cooperation, and we focus our program on high-tech and innovation topics and fields especially. I will mention 4 of them. The first one, and I would not say the most important, but Taiwan is the leader in manufacturing of semiconductors. So semiconductors and digital infrastructure. This was maybe, I would say, it most often mentioned during our discussions, and I'm really happy to announce that we were able to aim for creation of a working group between Slovakia and Taiwan to discuss the topic of semiconductors more deeper. We would like to have more participation on Semiconductor Academy, and it was offered to us also to take part on scholarships for our students. We were discussing also the education of professionals and cooperation in basic and applied research. Slovak Academy of Science has already for 15 years cooperation with the Ministry of Science and Technology in Taiwan, and this week was established also the cooperation with Academia Sinica. We had many business meetings, and also within the semiconductor companies, and we identified several opportunities for their business. Slovakia is maybe a small country, but with a huge potential. As already Lucia mentioned, we have a lot of educated and hardworking people, and we would like to be the hub for the semiconductor industry in the Central Europe. The second big topic and field which was discussed are the e-vehicles. Maybe you may know Slovakia is the biggest car producer in the world. We are producing per capita. We are producing 210 cars per 1,000 inhabitants in Slovakia. And we have 4 companies. They are producing their cars. All of them are producing also e-vehicles. They're producing currently 11 models, either electric or hybrid. And because of this, Slovakia is the 3rd biggest producer of electric cars in European Union. Of course, we would like to be the biggest, and this is why we also came here, because the e-vehicles industry, or the e-vehicle industry, is very tightly connected with the semiconductors as well. We see a huge investment potential in Slovakia if we are talking about the e-vehicles, because we have strong existing network of subcontractors for the industry. The third topic which we discussed and searched for common interest was the space industry. Somebody is maybe saying, well, space industry is something very far, but no, space industry is already here. Slovakia started with a cooperation on spaceship programs already in 70s, last century. And I see there is a really huge potential for future growth within this industry. In Slovakia, there are 40 companies. They are focused especially on surface mapping software solutions, but also machinery, if you are talking about spaceship or satellites. And I'm really pleased that there was signed a memorandum of understanding with National Space Organization in Taiwan. And the fourth field, which was really very big part of our business delegation, were the smart cities, or topic of smart cities. There were signed 3 memorandums, 2 before in Slovakia, 1 now in Taiwan, and one of our members of the delegation was the mayor of the city of Nova Dubnica. Slovak Republic, as you may see, is really focused on innovation, conducting investment forums featuring key innovations, sharing know-how, and forging new partnership is one of our priorities. And Taiwan is an exceptional example of an investment hub which actively puts new ideas into practice. It offers us an excellent example of how effectively the implementation of new technologies is possible. We saw in Taiwan the future. But also Slovakia has a lot to offer to Taiwan. We have the ideal location within the Europe. We are in the heart of Europe, in the middle of Europe, and we have very strong infrastructure with other countries around us. We have very tight connections to countries and also the capital cities. For example, the capital of Vienna is just 60 kilometers far away from Bratislava. They are probably the most closest capitals within the world. Also, in Slovakia we have as a currency euro. In euro you can pay in 19 other European countries. So this is again a huge investment potential and something where you can much easily cooperate with other partners. And last but not least, we have a low carbon energy mix. 80% of our electricity is produced without the greenhouse gases. This is really very important for many companies. They are coming to invest in Europe. They are asking, if you are investing into electric vehicles, for example, how green, how sustainable the electricity used for production of those cars will be. And Slovakia, I would say, is really within the region the cleanest one because of our energy mix. And we are still putting a lot of pressure, and we are investing a lot into renewable energy sources. There is a huge potential in Slovakia for solar, for wind, for water energy. So I'm really also happy about the mentioned memorandum of understanding, which were touching practically every part of our economy and society. And I was also very pleased for the warm welcome of our whole delegation. It was really very nice stay here, and I'm looking forward for the results and continuation of the Slovak-Taiwan Commission for Economic Cooperation next year in Bratislava. We await, beside mentioned topics, also other specific sectors to be discussed within the Economic Committee, as for example, food processing, tourism, or healthcare. 谢谢.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Carol, for briefing us about this important achievement in these 4 important fields. For that, we need translation, please, Jiahao. Thank you.
好，非常高兴能够有这次机会，能够带领企业代表团来参加这一次第1届的台斯跨部会经济合作咨商会议。其实次长是第2次访问台湾，那这次在台湾呢，本身主要就是有更多的企业交流，像是比如说已经在台湾已经有开公司或者是有设厂的这些斯洛伐克的企业，还有台湾已经在斯洛伐克已经有业务的台湾的企业，像是鸿海等。基本上，像台湾的企业在斯洛伐克也投资了5亿欧元，也创造了超过3000个工作机会，都是非常好的。但是要进一步深化这样子的企业与企业的关系。那像当然要特别感谢，就是说我们希望说能够有更多在经济还有在事业方面的更多的合作。那尤其是把焦点呢能够，比如聚焦在高科技还有创新等面向啊。那当然，今天我们要报告的主要有4个面向。首先，第一个面向就是台湾作为全世界算是半导体制造的领头羊，而且台湾有非常卓越的数位基础建设。那其实，在我们这次诸多的会谈当中，最常被谈到的内容主题，不外乎就是半导体这一块。那也希望说呢，台湾跟斯洛伐克能够成立针对半导体的工作小组。那像是我们半导体学院基本上都有参加，然后有提供更多的奖学金。那奖学金当然就涉及到教育了。那教育方面的话，斯洛伐克的国科院也向我们的科技部也签了 MOU， 还有中研院这边有签 MOU， 都有相应的合作。那当然，我们也希望说，我们也参加了非常多的企业的参访，还有企业的会谈当中，有探索进一步的更多的商机。那斯洛伐克虽然本身是一个小国，但是其实斯洛伐克的潜力是无穷的。就像刚刚 Kish 总司长讲的一样，就是说斯洛伐克是一群高度水准教育而且非常勤奋努力的人民。那再加上说我们位处在中欧的中枢的一个地理位置，所以希望说在这边我们其实在发展半导体有绝佳的战略的位置，这是半导体的部分。这第二个部分就是电动车。事实上斯洛伐克在以人均汽车制造的数量上算是欧洲第一哦，我们每1000人就差不多生产了210辆车。所以在斯洛伐克境内基本上有四个公司负责制造汽车，这4间公司基本上也都有在制造电动车。那目前大概有11款车款，那这些车款大概包含了电动车或者是油电混合车不等。那甚至我们基本上算是整个欧盟当中汽车生产算是最大的国家了。所以等于说我们在台湾来讲，就是说能够在斯洛伐克能够有充分的契机来运用我们已经本身有非常良好的汽车产业的基础，结合台湾非常非常卓越的半导体的技术，所以这就是潜力无穷的一个合作的机会。那当然我们自己本身也有很强非常非常厉害的一个网络，我们本身的产业聚落社群本身其实本身就已经很强了，也是给台湾一个很大的契机。第三个，我们希望能够寻求探索的一个新的领域，就是太空的产业方面的合作。很多人以为太空产业好像还非常的遥远，但事实上，太空的产业如今已经存在了。斯洛伐克基本上从上个世纪以来就跟诸多的国家都有进行太空合作，所以我们基本上在看到这个产业，就是太空产业呢，在未来有非常大的前景跟潜力，可以进一步成长。那我们也跟40间企业，我们自己斯洛伐克内部有40间企业，为太空产业去提供许多像是软体方面的解决方案，或者是机械工具机方面的解决方案等等，都可以应用在比如说太空卫星等等。我们也跟台湾的太空中心签了备忘录。第4个，我们有感兴趣合作的领域就是智慧城市。我们基本上在智慧城市方面已经签了3个 MOU 了，有2个是之前在10月份在斯洛伐克就已经签的，有1份是在台湾才签的。那再来，我们基本上聚焦的许多的重点，比如像是投资啦，或者是知识方面，基本上我们都是希望说能够进一步创新的。那伙伴关系就是我们能够进一步达成这些创新最首要的一个手段。那像台湾本身也是算是一个枢纽的地位吧，就像在投资方面，那台湾除了在投资方面是个枢纽之外，台湾对于新的技术的落实基本上也都是一个世界的领头羊，所以基本上斯洛伐克已经看到台湾在这方面未来的潜力了。那当然看到了之后，斯洛伐克也希望说能够为台湾提供许多的帮助跟资源，毕竟斯洛伐克位处中欧绝佳的战略地位，又有非常坚实的基础建设的基础。那在我们自己本身在丝经方面呢，基本上也有非常多的，因为我们斯洛伐克的首都，它所位处的地理位置跟许多其他国家的首都基本上非常的接近，像是维也纳就离丝经只有64公里。而且斯洛伐克是欧元区，我们使用欧元，所以在斯洛伐克的许多的商机基本上还能够结合到另外19个欧洲国家，都非常的重要。再来，另外一个特点就是说，我们斯洛伐克算是非常干净能源、碳排非常低的一个国家，我们80%能源都是完全没有温室气体排放的。那有很多公司来我们国家投资的时候，例如说可能要投资电动车，都会来询问说，到底我们这边的能源多干净？那我们都会说，在斯洛伐克使用能源都是全欧洲最干净的。但是我们虽然作为干净能源的领头羊，但是我们还是要进一步的投资更多到再生能源当中，例如说像是太阳能、风能，还有水力发电等。那我们现在基本上也有签署，基本上我们所在台湾跟台湾之间签署的所有 MOU， 基本上涵盖了我们社会跟经济所有的面向。那在台湾的这一个行程当中，我也感受到了台湾热情的款待，那非常非常的谢谢台湾的热情的款待。那我也是非常的期待能够看到第2届在丝经所举行的第2届的台斯跨部会经济合作咨商会议。
Okay, thank you very much. So before I invite the two representatives from the private sectors, I must acknowledge the presence of Kendra. Kendra is here, Deputy Director General from European Affairs. 我们欧洲司的副司长陈永韶在这边。Also Michaela, Michaela, Deputy Representative of Slovakia, with also Ambassador Postavec here, and also some members of the delegation and of the office. Okay, now we can, in order to save time, we are going to invite the two representatives from the business sector, and then we're going to open the questions, okay? So we have Adrian Visito, he's the CEO of the Universal Computing. Oh, you can say, okay, Universal Computing here. Okay, that's okay. And then also Thomas Morgas, if you want to stay here, and then you can stay here. Okay, yes, you can, yes, either way is okay, and that's okay.
Good afternoon. Maybe the reason why we came here is to look for the partners, and our role, our intention was to find the partners for the strategic European projects in the area of supercomputers and data centers. Maybe you know that Europe is a large entity with 500 million of inhabitants, has about 30% of data, but only 5% of infrastructure. So we are not processing our data in Europe, and that's why European Commission decided to really put effort to build up the digital infrastructure and R&D in Europe for semiconductors and digital infrastructure. There are large-scale projects like Euro HPC, which is about 8 billion to be invested in next years into the supercomputers, or Horizon Europe, for example, just 95.5 billion invested into the innovative projects, and digitalization is a large part of it. And we created with the company Tachium the hub, the R&D center in Slovakia, because Slovakia has a great tradition in semiconductors in the past years. The same center is in US, so they cooperate together. And this center is addressing these European projects to create the solution, low power, high performance solutions, and also green solutions for Europe. And where one of the practical project which was supported by Slovak government is a supercomputer which will be developed in Slovakia. It will be fastest AI supercomputer on the world based on the processor which was developed in this Slovak-American R&D cooperation, and with the ecosystem which will be built in this hub. And we believe that Taiwanese companies, and we met a number of them, can play a significant role in this undertaking in the next years. What we found here is years and years of experience in this area, and I think the large-scale European strategic projects and Slovakia as a gateway to these projects is a great match. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello everyone. I represent company Photoneo, and we are focused on vision, which is a very important part of the automation. And we believe that Taiwan is a leader in automation. So thanks to the great organization of this mission, we were able to very efficiently meet the potential partners in order to provide even higher speed in automation, whether in Slovakia or in Taiwan. And I have to highly emphasize that it was very efficient. We already closed some deals, and with the other partners we already granted the very good start for the further cooperation. So thank you.
Thank you very much. So we can hear the translation. So would you like? Okay, would you like to see? Okay, thank you. Yes, it's after you. Thank you so very much. Okay, and then I'll be translation.
好，这一次两个企业代表，他们基本上就是希望能够找到更进一步合作的台湾伙伴，像是跟台湾合作进行，像是超电脑还有半导体等领域，好像是在欧洲他们本身遇到的一个问题，就是他们有非常大量的资料，可是资料的基础建设不够，所以希望说能够进一步数位化跟提升基础建设方面的 算是研究和发展吧。那基本上欧洲为了投入这样子大型的专案，像是 Horizon Europe 他们本身就投入了955亿的欧元的这样的一个资金，希望能够进一步去做数位化，甚至在因为中欧的战略的一个非常绝佳的一个战略位置，斯洛伐克本身也作为了这方面进一步研发中心，就是希望说能够找到一个方案，能够找到低耗能但是高效能的像这超级电脑能够做出来。那除了跟美国合作去研发之外，那希望说台湾的企业当然也是在这样子的研发绝对能够扮演重要的角色的。那再来 Photoneo 这边的话，也是希望说能够找到台湾进行自动化的伙伴关系，能够进一步提升工业自动化的速度，无论是在斯洛伐克